Hey, it's BrickTsar, and it's time for BrickTsar Answer Thingy. This is where I answer questions that you have asked. Sometimes it's my opinion, sometimes it's fact, sometimes I don't know what the answers are going to be. But I like getting questions from you and answering them. It could be about Lego, it could be about making videos, it could be about anything, really. After we finish answering your questions, we are going to do a couple of Pablos that's picking a Bricklink Lego orders. We got one for Epic Cool Guy 923 and for BrickLife Crisis. That will be at the end of the video. Now to the question. First question comes from Brickatech, and it's about the white tabletops you see in my basement from time to time. He asks in this question, it says, what are you using for the white tabletops and what is supporting it? I've been wondering that forever. So it's a good question. Let me show you. This is the area where we pick the Bricklink orders, and this is actually about a 2 foot by 4 foot, I think you call it melamine. Melamine. It's this type of wood particle board that they make furniture out of. Picked it up at Lowe's or Home Depot, and you can also buy the stuff that you iron onto the side to make a strip where it'd be white. I have not done that yet because when I did do it on the other one, but you have to do it just right, because what we like to do is slide the pieces off. Sometimes when you count them, you set them, slide them off, and that ridge was causing me some problems on the other table. But these are just supported by the these Sterilite containers. I have 4 equal height Sterilite containers. I just plop that board on top of there. That way I can move it. Let me show you the other one. And this is the table that was going to be the review table. I've moved this thing so many times, different parts of the basement. This is the best lit area, and so I've put it here. And again, this is the melamine, whatever they call it. I don't know how to say it. It's, again, what you make cabinets, that type of furniture out of. I did put the strips along the side, but by the time I put it, the edges had already got worn. This thing is extremely heavy. It's a little over, it's about 50 inches by 98 inches or something. It's bigger than a 4x8 sheet of plywood by a little bit. It's extremely heavy. Extremely heavy. I cannot really move this around by myself, but it is supported by these shelving units. These are the type of shelves that these are 2 feet by 4 feet, and they can actually be stacked higher, but I have 3 of them. I got one here, and then another one here, and then I have to go, and then another one there. Well, the great thing about this, the reason I got this is because I could set up big things, like we do a lot of slot cars and trains, and this gives me enough room to build a lot of different setups, whether I'm doing it for BrickTsar Toys or for Trains Are Fun. Like we've just built this super duper double looper. Me and TheyMightBeBricks will probably be playing with this a little bit later. But the problem with having this type of setup is there's a lot of flexibility in this board, which I don't like. So if I'm doing time lapses, the shakiness is very visible. Or if I'm doing a live stream and I have the camera set up on the table, the shakiness of the table becomes evident. So I don't like this. Not my favorite setup, but it has worked for doing large reviews or play of things. That's why I use that. The next question comes from J. Curl, J-K-I-R-L. I wonder if that's J-K in real life. Maybe, let me know, J.K. And this is, how advanced is the top 11 2018 want list in progressing with the year coming to the end? So the great thing about that is, like, everything has been acquired, except we don't necessarily have all the pieces to 810 town plan. I do have enough to build everything that's using Lego bricks in that set, so I need to do that before the end of the year. It's actually sitting over here on top of a shelf where we had washed the brick, so I'm ready to start building. I'll probably work on that here in November and December coming up, but we have all the other sets. The only ones we've not done videos about are the Duplo set that looks like a Disney Cars set before Disney Cars ever came out or was ever even thought of, and then the 810 town plan. So I'll try to do videos on those before the end of the year, and then we'll have every set that was in my wanted list at the beginning of the year, and I need to start working on the 2019 wanted list. We got a few questions from Joseph Cheese in the Pie, and these are good because some relate to Bricklink, which I'm down here in my Bricklink store right now. And this is good advice some of these, even if you're doing things not Lego related. But this first question, it says, when you sell a boxed Lego set that is very small on Bricklink, such as the Public Works set, it's a little square box. He says, do you put it inside a box or a large envelope with bubble wrap inside? That's a dumb question, but I was just curious. It is not a dumb question. And if you've watched other people's videos, if you've watched some of my videos where we do hauls, I think this has happened to Brickatech. I know it's happened to me. And Amazon is notorious for this, of shipping a box set in an envelope. I hate it. And even if you wrap it in bubble wrap, the chances of that coming not crushed is very, very unlikely. The Postal Service would have had to take extreme care not to damage it. So no, I do not recommend ever shipping any size box, even if it's a small one, inside a bubble mailer, even if it's wrapped in bubble wrap inside the bubble mailer. I usually use small boxes. If it's going to be over a pound with everything else, I use the priority mail boxes. If I need to keep it to where I can ship it first class, sometimes I'll use a Lego box, put padding inside there. So far that tends to have worked. I have not had anybody get back to me that it doesn't work. Those boxes, the Lego boxes, aren't as thick, so it could potentially be a problem, but I tried to pack it in such a way that it won't. But no, I would not recommend ever using a bubble mailer, and I do not do that, even for those small sets. Even if it costs me more in the end. I know some of the orders that I've had, the weight ended up calculating it first class. I ended up shipping it priority anyway. I paid the extra for that. All right, next question from Joseph Cheese in the Pie. It says, what was your favorite Lego Bricklink order that you picked for someone? I picked a lot of them. I don't know if I could necessarily say a favorite. I've had some very large orders. I know Jinxie has placed several large orders. Probably those are my favorite because he bought a lot of my used parts. But I've had this one guy in California that I think has bought from everybody. If you've been selling on Bricklink for more than a few years, I guarantee this guy's bought from. He's placed at least 30 orders in my store, so he's probably one of my favorite buyers. And Bricks for Chris is another one, but I'm always curious to see what he's going to get next. When I used to have sealed sets, he would buy sealed sets. I did have some orders, such as when I sold all of the General Grievous UCS sets, which was one of my top 11 wanted sets for this year. I had those in my Bricklink store for years, and they would not sell, and then somebody bought all of them. So that was an interesting order. So it's hard to single down one favorite order, though. One more from Joseph Cheese in the Pie. And he says, I know you've said that it's rare, but is the signed brick, the one that we've been putting in the orders, the signed 2x4 red brick, signed? That was my brick. I just threw it. BBI. BrickTsar breaks it. That's my personal one that I kept, number 37. He said, is this sign brick exclusive a limited time thing? I've been thinking about it. It has kind of slowed down finally, and I've tried to ask people not to request more than one. I try to do one per person, one per household, so to speak. But I probably will continue to do it. It's not just a limited thing. All right, next question is from JG. Oh, no, not. I was thinking of JG Wentworth. Sorry, it's GJ Bricks. GJ Bricks, who asked, "What do you wish you had known about Lego 20 years ago that you know now?" And that's not referring to value, but more to part selection, set construction techniques, history, etc. I got one thing that doesn't even relate to any of those things that you just potentially thought could be the answer. Hold on a minute. So, February 27th, 1997. I think that qualifies as more than, or about 20 years ago, 21 and a half years ago. This is a picture that was taken at my house. This is 19 days after I started dating Leanne, who I ended up marrying. And I'm assuming she took this picture because for some reason I did not take pictures of sets of my Lego collection growing up, and that is by far my biggest regret. It's the one thing that I wish that I had done. In fact, most of the pictures I have after this in the early 2000s was simply things I took pictures of that I was selling on eBay. So the one thing I wish I had known, other than don't put your Cassville collection on a shelf in the foyer that gets direct sunlight because it will yellow it. The one thing I'd known is that it was going to be a thing to post videos and pictures on the internet of your collection. I wish I had more pictures. This is probably one of the earliest pictures of my collection, and I have stuff that I had from going back to the 70s. So yeah, I just did not take pictures and videos. All right, next question is from Ninja Tanic, and he asks, what would be good editing software for making YouTube videos? Very good question, because unless you actually film and you do your whole video with no breaks in it, which I've actually done a few times where it's just one continuous video, you do need some way of editing that. By far the easiest way, if you have an Apple device, is to use iMovie. It comes on the iPhone, which I'm actually filming with. It comes on iPad. It's free, easy to use. A better thing, like on my Mac, I do have Final Cut Pro, which we've still done probably less than 10 videos with that. You have a lot more options with it, and I am trying to learn it. Brian G. Johnson did a video, and I'm trying to hope that he will do a series of teaching you how to use it, because it's the one thing I've not done is sit down and watch tutorials about Final Cut Pro, but that's an option now. But if you don't have an Apple device, if you have a Windows-based computer, we did use the Movie Maker software that came with Windows, and that is an option. So there, you look for free options. I think if you have a Android device versus not having an iPhone, there's probably some editing software, but I don't have one of those. But yeah, just look for something that's free and easy. Don't go out and spend money on it. The next question is from BrickTsar, who also has one of these signed 2x4 rare red bricks. He says, I'm attempting to grow my Lego YouTube channel. How much success in cross-promoting with other social media outlets, such as Facebook, Instagram, etc., have I had? So here's the thing. Facebook hates YouTube. YouTube hates Facebook. It's virtually impossible to cross-promote, like sharing a link on Facebook. I think the way to grow using Facebook would be to like create a group. I've thought about doing that, like a group for Lego train enthusiasts or just Lego in general, Lego YouTubers, and it's just be something where people can go to share their videos. I just don't have the time or feel like moderating it, because with these groups you have to watch out for people putting bad content in there. I mean, I'm not so much even worried about the non-Lego related content that might get shared. I'm worried about people putting links and videos to bad stuff. So that's one way. I think the best way, though, to grow is to be involved with the YouTube platform, the YouTube community, other YouTubers. I don't know how much traction you have gotten personally from me doing videos talking about things that you've asked Trick Bricks, or doing the video, the Pablos from your order and stuff. But I think doing those things over and over, that's a better way. But it's good to be on the other social media. But, oh, one other thing, and I have not learned how to use Reddit. I tried to create a subreddit for me, and it instantly got banned. So I hate Reddit, okay? I hate it. I'm just telling you, I hate Reddit. I think they're the Nazis of the social media platforms, because there's just so many restrictions, yet they're the most snobbish people when I look at some of the posts on Reddit. But anyway, the reason I mention Reddit is because some of the videos that have a lot of traction and do really well, when I look, a lot of that traffic does come from Reddit. So maybe I need to soften my opinion on Reddit. If somebody can tell me how to make a Reddit account for BrickTsar that's just for BrickTsar without it instantly getting banned, please let me know. So we'll do 3 more questions. The next one is again from Graham Horton. He says, has anyone done a haul of their sales receiving a BrickTsar brick? Love the trade cam. So yes, I actually have a playlist on my channel that I've encouraged people to share the link of their video. And this actually goes back to the question we just talked from Trick Bricks. I think doing things like that where sharing your video or having a creator allow you to share your video can over time help you to grow your channel. Yeah, there's a playlist and there's about only 10 videos in there, but I know there are more videos out there. I just haven't got them all added to this playlist. So if you have a video you've done receiving a BrickTsar rare signed 2x4 red brick, be sure to share the link with me and ask me to put it in the playlist. I may have forgotten. And again, those links almost always go to spam, but I do look at them. All right, next question is from Sheila L. Art, a big supporter of the channel. It says, what is your favorite Lego train of all time? That's a tough one to answer. I know I've done videos featuring some of my favorite trains over the years, and the top ones include the intercity train, which I think is 70. I have to look at the numbers, but it's the yellow and red train. I think it's 7740. 7740, 77045 are two of my favorite. I always get those mixed up, which one is which. There's one that's red and black, and there's one that's red and orange, or yellow, red and yellow. And then from the modern era, the Horizon Express, that's probably my favorite of all time. I like the TGV, so the Horizon Express to me is the TGV. The Maersk train is also a nice one. Let's go with the Horizon Express. That is my favorite. All right, next question. This one comes from Brick Builder Tefal. He says, will the Lego City ever return? Yes, it will. And we are working on clearing out things in this basement. Don't know when it will return, but there will be a city or a Lego setup of some kind sometime from me eventually. All right, one more. We'll just do one more. And this is from Ninja Tanic. I think we just did another Ninja Tanic question. But he says, I want to improve my video and quality and audio quality. I have 169 subscribers and I barely get any views when I upload. I think people don't watch because of the terrible quality. So do you have any tips on improving? Also, I have a few videos on my computer I made in free editing software on my PC that it came with, but I can't do anything with it but edit videos and pictures together. What would be a good video editing software? So we did discuss the video editing software. If you're filming with a phone, and I've probably not even done a very good job with it in this video, but consider how it looks in the viewfinder. Is it shaky? I know I posted a video that TheyMightBeBricks made when he was a kid. It is very shaky, but there are portions of it that are watchable. But when he was going from scene to scene or place to place in the room, the camera is all really shaky. And I think that's one thing that people don't consciously think about enough when you're young. When you're a kid, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking, oh, I'm just recording, but you're not thinking of how shaky. So focus. The number one thing you need to focus on is when you're filming, make sure you're holding that camera, that phone, whatever you're recording with, as steady as you can. If you can't hold it steady, consider putting it on something. Get a tripod for it. They're very inexpensive to get. You can get your parents to buy one for you. Just a simple tripod that you can connect your camera or your phone to. And you can search it on Amazon. You can find one for any type of device that you have. And just set it on the tripod. And let the tripod keep it steady for you if your hand is not going to be steady. Because everything else, the lighting, if you film outside, or just make sure the lights are on in the room that you're filming. I mean, look at it through the viewfinder, what the picture looks like, and ask yourself, is this going to be appealing to somebody that is watching it? But I think the shakiness is one of the best things you can avoid. And then as far as the audio, see, I'm using a lapel mic. Now, you may not have the money to buy one. But if you're filming with a phone, be sure to maybe take the cover off of your phone so that the audio gets back to the mic. Because some of these phones have really good mics, but they get muffled when people have a cover that's meant to protect the phone. It kind of muffles the audio. So maybe remove that or look for other options. You know, do you want to take the expense to buy an external mic? Again, if you're a young person, I wouldn't recommend it, because if you just take, practice, experiment with your phone or your camera with the audio. Yeah, like if you're using a digital camera, it is going to have bad audio quality if you don't use an external mic. But if you're using a phone, it might have good audio. But just do some test with it before you record what you actually want to record. Just and play it back and say, does this sound good enough? And those are also things that you can fix a little bit. If you have iMovie, for instance, you can adjust the audio levels. If it was a little bit too low, you can pick it up a little bit. But anyway, that could be a whole separate video, just that. All right, so that's all for this video, except for the Pablo. So let's get to the Pablo for Epic Cool Guy 923 and BrickLife Crisis. All right, Epic Cool Guy, he has just bought all the red chairs. I have a question. What are you doing with all these chairs? There's supposed to be 69 in here. I'll count them after I get done picking this order. But why do you need 69 chairs, dude? You making a stadium? What do y'all think? Leave that in the comments below. Is he making like a baseball stadium or a football stadium or something? That could be what it is. All right, next one. $27.95, which is over here. $27.95. And you know what? I think I meant to take these out of my store, but they're in here because I'm starting to collect Jack Stone again. But this is Max from Jack Stone. I need to make sure I have all of the Jack Stone figures. All right, so you got that. And one more thing in box L29. L29 is, of course, down here on the bottom. Now, these have actually been selling lately. I dropped the price on them. The instruction manual for Final Duel 2. Only got like 196 left in my store, but he got that. So that is Epic Cool Guy 923. Thank you so much. You know what? I'm going to throw in a brick, not the one I threw on the ground earlier. You're getting brick number 49. Thank you for your order. Now let's get to BrickLife Crisis, which is tray cam. Pablo for BrickLife Crisis. Let's go. First drawer, 56. A couple of pineapples. 2 pineapples. Next drawer, 689. 689 is down here somewhere. There it is. We got 3 of these doctor's torsos. Alright, next drawer, 896. 896. We have 2 of these. Next drawer is the shocked face that is used in so many Lego stop motion videos, animations. 2610. It's almost overused in those. Oh! I can show you. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Next drawer, 2,990. We got these Star Wars tiles. Next drawer, 3123. This is an easy order. These are the kind I like. Dark tan tiles. Next drawer, 3732. 3732. Here. Uh-oh, dropped it. I think these are from the Back to the Future set. I think. Can't remember. Detecting Relic. I don't know what that's from. Y'all tell me. Alright. Gray E3. Aha. Dumpster Man. Dumpster Man. Yellow C5. Galaxy Squad. Galaxy Squad. Yellow F3. Hey. Alright, there's like 1,000 in here and he ordered 5. Gotta figure out what's going on with this store. Somebody else must have bought some. There's only supposed to be 0 left and he only bought 5. Don't know what's going on with this drawer. And he gets brick. A signed 2x4 rare red brick, number 46. And that goes to BrickLife Crisis. The stack homes are here.